young city. We're going to have more of these type fires, and we're probably going to rate of about 40% a year, and we're only having about 25% increase in the number of these type of fires.
Do you have a good fire code in the city of Arlington?
I think our fire code is as good, and it is enforced as good as any in the United States.
Where does this fire code come from?
It comes from the National Fire Prevention Code, which about 90% of the cities in the United States have and have adopted.
Well, the absentee voting machine is shut down now in the Dallas City Hall, and the machines are shut down in the 17 other city halls in Dallas where elections are being held this election day. In an hour and a half, perhaps a little less, the polling places will be shut down too, and that's when the action moves once again to the city halls where the votes will be tabulated for the city council elections. By the time the distance markers come up, City Secretary Harold Shanks figures that 75,000 Dallasites will have cast their ballots in the election. That estimate is based on the 569 people who voted absentee by the time absentee balloting closed as of Friday. But the precincts Channel 8 visited today seemed awfully light. We talked to 4 precinct election judges, and in some cases fewer than 5% of the voters had cast their ballots. It's heavier in South Dallas, which may indicate a trend on the voting, but then again it may not. And of course the great influx in voting hasn't come yet. That's always between 5:30 and 6:30 or the close of the polls. There may be something of a problem in Dallas because 27 people are running for the 11 city council seats, and 7 of those are candidate for the mayor's position in place 11. Well, that's led to speculation that there may be a runoff because there must be a clear majority of the votes, and it may be kind of tough to come out of a 7-man race with a clear majority. There's not quite such a great possibility of that in Fort Worth. Jay Lewis visited a polling place today. Here's his report.
This is Precinct number 86. In real life, it's a fire station on the corner of Carlton and Camp Bowie in Fort Worth, but today it's a polling place. There haven't been too many people through here all day long. The turnout is rather light, as predicted, but City Secretary Roy Bateman says it's going to exceed by some margin the 26,000 voters he thought would turn out, but not by enough of a margin to make it any kind of a record. And that's the way it's been in Fort Worth. It's kind of a bland end to a bland election. Jay Lewis, Channel 8 News on the Move, Fort Worth.
And of course, the signs of construction are the yellow diamond-shaped signs that, in the case of Dallas North Central Expressway, tell you to merge to the right, one-lane traffic ahead, road construction, and a multitude of other suggestions. These warning signs come upon you for 2 miles before the actual construction starts. A spokesman for the Dallas Police Department today said, when this project was first started about a month and a half ago, warning signs were posted only just prior to the construction. People said, well, that's not enough. So they put them out for 2 miles. And now people driving along the yellow markered cones in single file say, oh, what's that left lane doing over there? Why is it not being used? And like the police spokesman said, there's just no way you can satisfy everyone. Well, this particular construction on North Central is designed to make this expressway safer. They're putting up an expansion center guardrail. But in the meantime, the mere thought of safety construction makes things more dangerous. There have been a multitude of the so-called fender benders, the minor automobile accidents on North Central in the past 6 weeks. Only yesterday there were 5 major accidents, either on the freeway or the access roads. But whether you're on North Central Expressway or any other highway in the state of Texas, you must obey those diamond-shaped warning signs. And in construction zones, you must do what they say, not what that free lane to your left indicates might be a better way to go. And when you get to the other end, it's a relief, of course, to see that last orange cone and know that once again the freeway is clear and it's yours to enjoy. From North Central Expressway, this is Jim Mitchell, Channel 8 News on the Move.
building code is the most modern code that we can possibly have. We're now under the Southern Standard Building Code in Arlington, and it is enforced to the letter of the code. We're not hampered in any manner with code enforcement, and the building code is tied directly to the fire prevention code, one fitting hand in glove.
Do you feel that you just won an election or proved a point?
I think I won an election and proved a point at the same time. I think the people of Fort Worth have been pleased with the leadership that they have had for the last couple of years, and they anticipate and expect the same type of leadership for the next couple of years, and I intend to give it to them.
Now that you have essentially won the race, do you have any plans you've been holding back on in the last couple of months in anticipation?
What type of plans do you have in mind?
For the city.
Nothing in particular, except some plans that I had mentioned during my campaign that we have been working on for some time, which you cannot make instant decisions on.
I don't think that I should run again. The people that are so desperate to keep me away from the council table will still be here, most of them, and they have the money, the means, they have the machinery. They can hire the trash mouth people to get on the air and on the telephones and say all manner of vile things about a candidate. I would say this in my political career, that this is the dirtiest, most slanderous campaign I've ever seen.
Tommy, considering the low turnout, do you feel that the people of Fort Worth really feel that it makes a difference who is mayor?
Apparently they don't. I think they're so disgusted with politics, period, from Austin to the White House.
The city providing a better transportation system for citizens of Fort Worth. So far as the library proposition and the development of Meacham Field along with the regional airport.
Just another bunch of idle promises, and at least the town hasn't blown up under past administration, and although there's some evils here and there's some things that could be done there, they don't believe people anymore.
For most junior high and high school students, Easter vacation is a time for fun and games. But for 23 DeMolay boys in Pleasant Grove, it means trash, 24 hours a day. The James Ladd Burgess Order of the DeMolay Chapter chose as their project for the second year in a row to devote from noon yesterday to midnight Friday to a trash marathon. They work in 6-hour shifts, day and night, along the major thoroughfares of Pleasant Grove to pick up what others have carelessly discarded. Last year, the boys picked up over 3 tons of trash. But this year, Ronnie Bentley, Master Counselor of the DeMolay, says the trash business is even better. Or worse. For Channel 8 News on the Move, this is Judi Hanna.